Warning, this podcast contains the Mandela Effect.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2, Episode 16, Doomworld. I'm your host, Clio, and with me I have Rachel, Nikki, and Dom.
Hello.
As soon as Nate walked in with, the crazy reality is changing, I'm like, oh, hey, look, it's Dom.
Yeah, right? No, as soon as they were
I bet there's a movie that doesn't exist anymore.
As soon as they were doing it wasn't not the voiceover at the beginning, but the first 5 minutes where they were trying to explain things or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, so in this world, does the Sinbad Genie movie exist?
If one of them holding the spear really wanted it to exist, I think it did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I felt. Because I've been down the Mandela Effect spiral of the web for the last week.
That fucking rabbit hole that you just can't climb out of.
I can't get out of it now. And
I'm not even jumping down it. So.
No. I just I don't have an explanation for it, but the best explanation would be some kind of sci-fi alternate reality kind of explanation for it. And this episode just really rang true for me.
They're scars.
I think this is the best episode that Legends has ever had.
I love this episode. I really did like this episode.
And for me, every episode of Legends that I've enjoyed is the one from the villain's point of view.
Yeah.
If Sarah and Amaya were evil just a little bit longer, I would have loved this episode even at just a tiny bit.
Mm.
The tiniest bit. But...
Yep.
Well,
and I was disappointed in Snart. Sorry, I was really disappointed in Snart.
Very disappointed in Snart.
No. I'm done.
But, with everything that's happened on this show, are we going to see it ripple through the other ones? Because
That's my biggest gripe right now, is I do not think we're going to.
No.
And...
If not yet, maybe when they come back.
Well, because I feel like next week they're going to fix everything, right? They're going to fix it all, and it's not going to be an issue. But
they're going to go back in time.
For Supergirl and Flash, there's no more episodes right now that air before the finale, so we don't have to worry about that. For Arrow, we still have an episode next week that falls right dead smack into the middle of all this happening. So that bothers me.
Does that mean next episode Felicity is going to be dead?
I don't know. It really bothers me.
So.
And I don't think so, because that would be really weird for them to just pull an episode of Arrow out like that. It feels inconsistent. There would be no real explanation on Arrow, so I feel like Arrow's just going to continue business about usual. What they should have done, and I'm very against this, so I hate when shows do this, but in this particular case, I feel it would be necessary. This episode of Legends should not have aired until next week, and then the finale of Legends should have aired the week after. And I understand with Easter and stuff coming up and Passover and all the holidays that they try not to air a lot during April. Right? That's the reason why the show's going on break. Most of these shows are going on break during this time, but I really feel like this would be necessary to not have the other shows airing while this was going on.
Yeah, I get that.
Because it breaks the immersion of an actual reality-changing event.
I know we don't like spoiling other shows on other shows, but when we do Arrow, I want to just start off by saying Felicity's dead, guys. It's okay.
So the thing with us not spoiling other shows, I don't mind it when it's within the same universe. We talk when we're on the Vampire Diaries, we're talking about stuff that happens on the originals and vice versa. Mm-hmm. Because it's the same universe. It's a collective universe. We do this for Legends. We do this for Flash. We do it for Arrow. We do it for Supergirl. We talk about the other shows on it because it's a collective universe. But we're not going to start bringing up the plot of Supernatural and spoiling a show that somebody may not have watched on this show.
It's also different. I mean, it's also different when there's a show that we record the next day and people are talking about that, and it's we haven't even if we've watched it, we're not recording it like that.
Yeah, we
don't want
specifically
to
set up our schedule too within the shows that we're able to discuss them without our knowledge of the next episode. Like for example, on our podcast here, to kind of break the immersion of our setup a little bit, but like while we're discussing Arrow, Supergirl is airing. So
Yeah.
we're clearly not watching Supergirl. We have no knowledge of Supergirl. It has, and that
Except
includes
for me, it's not airing yet.
Well, yeah. Well, that includes in the crossovers and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
When we're doing a podcast that overlaps, even if it's a day, and we're not necessarily doing that show, we have other podcasts we're doing. So we don't watch them until after we're done podcasting for the night. So when we're talking about that episode, we have no influence on the rest of the shows that air for that week during our recording. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like we don't have the Wave Rider and stuff, so we can't. We just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I legit just watched this episode today.
Yeah.
So,
Me too. Me too.
An hour ago.
an hour ago.
I watched it with dinner. It was like dinner and a movie.
Wait, Clio, you watched this while we were doing the Flash podcast?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Huh.
Behold my multitasking skills. I'm kidding. I don't have any.
I was gonna say, you're gonna be a good mom.
Oh boy, that's a whole different type of multitasking, let me tell you.
Hey, but it's a good start.
Yeah. So we're in the new reality.
Yeah, we're in the Mandela Effect. Which, hold on, just for a second. I need to explain really quick, because Lee does in chat, he asked, what is the Mandela Effect? And I'm sure there's people at home that don't know what the Mandela Effect is. Mandela Effect is Nelson Mandela, who was in prison in like the 1980s or the early 90s or whatever. People have very distinct memories of him dying in jail. It was like a collective memory people had. There's reports of people who remember having discussions in their history classes about it, that they would not remember such an event otherwise because they were too young to be that absorbed in the news, and they have really, really vivid recollections of his death, only to find out that he was still alive and didn't die until like 2007 or something, like 5 years ago.
I think it was like 1988 was the affected.
Yeah, so it's called the Mandela Effect because that's the first known case of this wide phenomenon where a collective memory shared by hundreds upon thousands of people, all of a sudden what they accepted as truth, they're finding out was not true this whole time, and they cannot wrap their brains around it. There's many, many other examples. I joked with it's not really a joke because I honestly believe it, the Sinbad genie movie. There's all cases of Berenstain Bears, I think, is actually the most famous one that's been going around right now. These are all cases of the Mandela Effect, and they're saying, people are theorizing, it's a very sci-fi kind of thing, that reality is alternating, or it's proof that we're living in a computer. I don't believe that kind of stuff, but there's definitely something weird going on with that. So that is what I meant with the Mandela Effect. But anyway, continue. Alternate realities.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know what I was saying. What was I saying?
I don't know.
For once, I agree with Malcolm Merlyn.
What?
Ooh! Wow!
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
This
So Malcolm
day
says
on...
It's a liability to keep the legends
March
around.
29th.
Yes,
Which is true. They shouldn't have been toying with the legends, having them close to each other. And honestly, what I think was the stupidest thing was for Eobard to just lock up the Black Flash. You could have made him not want to chase you. You could have made him disappear. You could have done 1,000 different things with the Black Flash, but you chose to keep him in a cell. How stupid are you?
I was waiting for Malcolm and Dark to let him loose.
Me too.
I was waiting for it.
It is stupid, but it also goes to reinforce how vain and arrogant he is.
Yeah,
that's true.
That is the purpose of it. It is to be look what I get to keep as a trophy. You know, he has all these trophies.
His pet. He kept it as his pet.
Yeah, that's essentially what it was. Look at all the other trophies he has. All the superhero masks.
Mm.
Well, that was dark.
No,
but
that was Damien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But like,
I mean,
even Damien's got his own set of trophies, the same way that Aobert's keeping the legends and Black Flash around.
Well,
Those are his trophies.
Damien Dark was keeping the female trophies.
He had the Flash's mask as well.
Well, no, I meant like
She meant the legend.
Oh, yeah.
It
He
was
had
just the ladies.
Sarah and Amaya.
He had Arab had his trophies. He had Stein and Jackson. Those are, they're not dead trophies, but those are his trophies. Those are their. Well, and he had Ray as a janitor, which was really funny.
Yeah.
I cleaned a lot of toilets. Like a lot.
Well, he must have been good at it.
And I do love the fact when Airbar was on the phone with the president. Oh God.
Were they alluding to Trump?
Yes.
They were.
I thought
They were,
so.
Because
Mel, I said hi.
Yeah, tell Mel. But I didn't
in
know.
Earth 1,
I didn't know if that was just, hey, Melanie or Melena. I know her name's Melena, but I'm saying it could have been any. They could have just threw a name out there.
Yeah. No, it was a serious,
in real Earth 1, not fucked up Earth 1, there's a female president.
Right.
So he's fucking changed. This is truly darkest timeline.
We're in the alternate timeline. Sorry,
Darkest
guys. We're in...
That explains why I can't watch my Sinbad genie movie.
Nope, that does.
Because we're in the darkest timeline. But yeah, so he's changed a lot, and they're, Malcolm's. Tommy's alive.
Mhm.
And his
Baby
wife.
Merlyn.
And his wife's alive.
And his wife. She's less important. Tommy's alive.
Oh God!
Because Tommy, I love Tommy.
Was Roy's mask in there by any chance? Arsenal's?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
It could have been. I wasn't paying too close of attention.
I didn't see it in there. I didn't see a red mask. Unless, then Thea wouldn't have become, because she adores Malcolm now, so she wouldn't have become.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, which for the record, when Felicity was running around, I for whatever reason I thought that was Thea before.
No, I knew that wasn't
in
Thea.
the
She
shadows.
doesn't. She didn't move like Thea moves.
No.
No, but the fact that, she had kind of got a flashback to, Felicity back in college.
Well, they take her hood off, and if they didn't say Felicity Smoak, I would have just assumed she was Huntress.
Yeah?
She looked like Huntress. And then he said Felicity Smoak, and I'm like, what? Whatever.
Oh, well, that didn't last too long, so.
Her look was stupid.
Well, that was very, reminiscent of her her college years.
Yeah.
When we did flashbacks of her college years, she was the black emo child of the 90s.
What was her superhero name? Did we even find out?
No.
I wish I did. I would love to have heard it.
Yeah.
Because there's no way she was running around like that, still being called Oracle.
No.
Or
I don't know.
Overwatch. Not
Maybe.
Oracle, sorry.
Oh, right.
Overwatch. Oracle's Batman.
She wishes she was Oracle.
I when the whole wheelchair storyline, I thought they were going to make her Oracle.
I know. I still think that was a cop-out.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. I know we didn't figure out where all the legends are, but I do love the fact that, Rip is stuck on the ship making cakes.
He moved on. What was he doing before? Cookies? Biscuits?
Yep, biscuits.
He moved on from biscuits to fondant cakes, and I was just like, oh my god.
His fondant bow, he finally perfected it.
The fondant bow!
I was just dying.
The thing is, though, with every cake that they showed, he had only eaten a little bit of each.
There was just a bite
It's kind of like when you have cookies out on the table, and a toddler goes up and takes a bite out of each and every one of them and puts them back.
Except for the cowboy cake, he pushed that one off the table.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it's cowboy cake. Nobody likes westerns.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know, we all seem to love Westworld.
It's robots.
I love that. I love the scenes with him and Gideon. It was just cracked me up.
Gideon's no.
He missed the golden opportunity. He was already getting drunk. Like that's the thing you do when you're depressed and stuck on a spaceship and can't save your friends. You get drunk. But he could have eaten all of that cake and just gotten fat. Like I kind of just wanted him to get fat eating all those cakes by himself.
Put him in like the Weird Al Yankovic fat suit from the music video.
Yeah.
Well, he did come to epiphany that his cakes were missing rum, but
yes, which I thought was great.
Yeah,
they're missing rum, and the spelling of rum on the thing was RHUM.
Rum. Well, when they said that he was making biscuits, when people refer to cookies as biscuits,
it's very English.
It is very English, but I can't think of anything else but dog treats.
Oh.
Dog biscuits. I do not associate the word biscuit with something edible for myself.
I think of
unless it's biscuits and gravy. Biscuits. Yeah, if it's biscuits and gravy, that's more of a bread kind of. That is. Do you
acceptable. Know the Biscoff cookies?
No.
No.
Oh, those are so good.
Yeah, those are biscuits.
They're hard.
Yeah,
harder. And they're good dipping in coffee.
Exactly, and they're not as sweet.
I don't drink coffee, so that's
cookies.
probably why I don't recognize them.
They also have a Biscoff spread like peanut butter, but it's made with the cookies.
One of my absolute favorite things is listening to British people rant about biscuits and cookies. It is my favorite thing. Because people are like, oh, you don't have cookies in England? It's like, yes, we have cookies, but we also have biscuits. They're two different things.
It's kind of like when people bring up Canadian bacon and bacon to me.
It's ham.
It's ham.
Exactly. Fuck.
I still want to go to Canada and have some of your finest bacon.
We just do it to, be
buttheads. Yeah.
I'm having Canadian bacon for Easter this year.
All the power to you.
What was the point of making Felicity a superhero if they were just going to kill her off to prove that she would be an awful hero?
We have said this so many times. They're not going to make... This is as close as them making her a superhero as she's probably ever going to get.
But my fear now is that showing her here is maybe a foreshadowing of them actually making her a hero in Arrow, which I'm afraid of. Because I don't think it's going to work.
Maybe, but I think it's more of all the other heroes were defeated, so Felicity feels like she's going to step up because no one else is able to.
I guess.
That's more what I feel out of it, because Ollie, Flash, everybody's already dead in this timeline. Or defeated. I would assume dead because of the masks, but who knows?
Yeah, she just took up the superhero because all the other superheroes died.
Yeah.
She can't really sit behind the computer as Overwatch and tell nobody what to do.
She totally could. It's.
She could, but this is Darkest Timeline. They've taken the power away from the heroes.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Snart and Rory just have the run of the place, and Rory's just like, this is boring. Which I don't blame him. Like, if you can just win, like, what's the point?
Yeah, what is the point of robbing the bank if you can just walk past the cops with the money?
Well, he's like, we can rob the First National Bank. You own it.
We can set up a chase if you like.
Yeah.
Like, no. Stop
We'll get thrown
it.
in Iron Heights and plan an escape like old times.
Oh my god.
All the Prison Break references. All of them.
Which I just found out. Prison Break hasn't aired yet. It's airing very soon.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th of April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it didn't air yet. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was airing concurrently with the Super Bowl or something. That's why I was confused.
But what I don't get, what kind of they did, I don't think they mentioned it afterwards. Well, when Mick went off, and Snart was like, I have society, I put a LoJack in him, basically. And then they never brought it up ever again. It's like, because Sarah was there, they still remember their memories from when they weren't them. She knows that he put a LoJack. Would they take it out? Because otherwise they would know where, Nathan's mom lives and get delicious sandwiches. But
I was so hungry at that part. I was like like I hadn't eaten all day, so I was like, God damn it, stop talking about sandwiches.
I know, but you know what I mean? It's like, well, you brought up the fact that you put a GPS thing in Nick's head, and then all of a sudden you can't find him anymore?
Put it in his head? Is that what he said?
Oh, they stuck him somewhere. I don't think
worst suppository ever.
Yeah, no. Yep. The sewer, he takes in the poo down the sewer. That would be funny, but I don't think it's that kind of show.
I don't know. You're right. They kind of overlooked it after it was a thing. Like after they sent Sarah and Amaya after Mick, it just was overlooked after that point. So
there was kind of like a lot of stuff that was overlooked because last episode they were talking about Mick betraying them, and they said, "Well, we didn't really trust him to begin with," and now Mick is helping them out, and they're saying we shouldn't have put our trust in you. But it's like, wait, didn't you guys just get done saying you never actually trusted him to begin with because you were just treating him like a joke?
Ray just said, "Did we? Did we actually trust him?" And no one said anything. So it was kind of a question lingered up in the air. I think some of them did trust him to a certain extent, but just not fully. I think Amaya trusted him more than anyone else.
Yeah, I think so too, and she still does. Well, right up until she exploded.
Million pieces.
She's fine, guys. She is completely fine.
Because everything's going to get overwritten with the spear, so,
Exactly. They're going to go back in time. Reality's going to get set back to normal.
This whole episode, I'm like, the stakes are not high at all. Like, besides the fact that they need to get the spear. Because if they don't get the spear, the stakes are high.
Yeah.
But if they get the spear, then everything gets rewritten, and look, everything's fine again. So it's like, I kind of didn't feel anything this episode.
They had the spear.
They did. And even though it got destroyed, I still feel like
it didn't get destroyed, did it?
There's no stakes in this episode.
I guess it did.
It did. They got incinerated with the heat of 1,000 suns or whatever.
I wanted to hit Stein. I wanted to drop kick his ass.
He didn't know any better.
I don't care.
He thought he was being abused, which he was being abused by fake Jackson.
I mean, this is the Mandela Effect episode, so wouldn't his name be Stain?
Oh, God.
I felt so bad for Stein.
The Baron.
I just want to see my family.
No, okay. Yeah, I didn't feel bad for him.
I don't know.
To be fair, he's such an egotistical bastard on every other episode. I don't feel sorry for him any time.
I know he's egotistical, but I don't think he deserves that, especially from Jackson. I know Jackson must feel awful about it too.
Yeah, well,
having to say that shit to, a dude who's your partner.
He didn't seem like he felt awful about it.
Well, he was too busy being mad at Mick, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I do love the fact, I do that every time they shot that ray gun at everyone just straight up decked Mick.
Yes. Someone else punches me, I'm going to hit back.
I was waiting for it to be Amaya, and then he's going to be like...
It's like, you'll kick my ass. Let me not.
Well, she doesn't have her powers, right? So, I mean...
she'd still kick his ass.
She's just a lady with a good few kicks in her.
Yeah.
All I know is Nathan had the worst hair in this whole... I couldn't stop looking at it.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was so bad.
He lives with his mummy.
Yeah, no, that was a really bad, whatever wig they did to his fucking hair. It's like, no. And he kept going like this. I'm like, stop.
Stop.
Have you ever... You've seen Dazed and Confused, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's a drinking game connected to that movie with the kid with the long dark hair. Whenever he touches his hair or pulls it back, you're supposed to take a drink.
Oh my god, I'd die.
Be drunk.
Exactly, you would be dead. So next time, I'm never gonna rewatch this episode, but if I ever did, I'd probably do that for Nate. Take a drink every time he touches his hair.
I do love.
That's like trying to watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and taking a drink every time his nose lights up.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was kind of funny when Mick called Ray haircut and they took off his hat and his hair was just like, it just looked like shit.
And then he put the hat back on. That was so funny. And then he had the hat on for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, he just had crap hair. I kind of liked Janitor Ray. He was so funny. He was just like this bumbling kind of idiot. He's like almost like a surfer dude. I don't know why, but I had to make this. And like, he's just like talking like a surfer dude. I'm just like, oh my God.
Well, he is kind of a bumbling idiot anyways. It's just, this was very magnified.
And him sitting there playing video games is hilarious. He goes, "You're a nerd, a geek."
Did you notice that it was like in the game it said something like dwarf star energy? So like there was a little scene where like they were shooting something, and it said dwarf star energy on whatever he was shooting.
Yeah, it's like the energy of the ship or whatever that was dwarf star. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
they did little things like that. Where it was kind of cool.
Yeah. I like that he had the rat that he gave as a gift to Mick, and he was just like,
"You haven't done anything.
You were gonna experiment on my rat." He's like, no.
He was like, "Have you done anything to him?" No, I haven't done anything to him. He was all excited. I think he was more excited to see the rat than anything.
Yeah. I mean, I think he can relate more with the rat than the rest of the team.
He can.
Well, I think, and also Snart underestimated this Rory, because he was thinking that Mick, because he was thinking of course it's the same Mick I knew back in my time, because Snart's taken from a different time.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know this Mick. He doesn't know what this Mick's gone through.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah, mentally, he's the most freaking, like, he's got the strongest brains out of all of them. He just doesn't know. He doesn't know how to implement it.
He's not like book smart, but he's street smart. He's reasonable smart. He can reason things. He can think about things. And
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about all the torture he went through with the freaking Time Masters.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he didn't get mind controlled when.
Yeah, because his mental defenses are beefed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I think it took Snark by surprise the things that, he wasn't letting him do to him that he did previously. You know what I mean? So kind of pissing Snart off, obviously, because he froze Amaya and shattered her ass. But that not only hit Nathan really hard, but it hit Mick really hard.
Yeah, but it was just like the whole thing with Nate running out and being like, "I remember parts of the reality," and I was like, "This feels like me." Like it really did. Like I related to Nate more this episode than I've ever related to Nate since he joined this thing. And it's
I said as soon as he came in and started talking about reality and shifted, I'm like, "Oh, hey, Dom."
Yeah, no, but,
I know, right? I was like, "Oh, we've been talking about this for the last week."
But see, the thing is, Nate was right. Just like
Nate was right.
Just like me.
Now
it's exactly the same thing.
Anywho.
So, next episode is actually the season finale. I did not expect.
Kind of crept up.
Yeah. I didn't expect.
I forgot that this was a shortened season. Yeah, I forgot. I remember us talking about it when it was. Because when it aired, it was offset, too. It didn't start right away when the other one started.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And then this one continued on while some of the other ones went on break, too. So
yeah. Yes, this they did.
Yeah. Which I like. I'm a fan of shorter form shows. But it's called Aruba. As the Legends are about to take off for their next destination, a massive time quake rocks the ship. In order to try and fix what has happened, they are forced to break the one cardinal rule of time travel. But if they are able to destroy the spear, they will face the ultimate consequence.
Yep.
All I know is that when Rip finally got the ship working, and they pulled away from the ship, and the ship's sitting on the Dark's desk. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, and Dark's desk is in the Flash Lab.
Well, think about it. That's exactly what happened in Arrow with Ray. When Ray went missing?
Wait, was that Dark? No, that was Eobard's station it was on.
No, it was Aerobar's desk, but it was Dark that came in the preview thing.
Yeah, but still, Dark had Ray in a jar on his desk. So it's the same thing. It's so funny.
Yep. And
I like that parallel.
This episode has the potential to probably be my favorite episode of Legends, depending on how it goes. Because my favorite time travel movie of all time is Back to the Future 2, when Marty and Doc are running into themselves. And they're avoiding themselves, and different, they're and we're seeing events that already happened, but we're seeing it from another perspective, and I just absolutely love that. And to say that that's my favorite movie, it's odd because I couldn't have that feeling about that movie without the existence of the first Back to the Future. So to say that 2 is better than 1, it creates like a paradox, but
no, it doesn't.
It kind of does, because 2 couldn't exist without 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're not saying you don't like 1. You're saying you like 2 better. That's not a paradox.
But it's practically the same thing, is my point.
Finish.
You don't think that word means what you think it means.
No, it does. It does.
It's inconceivable. No, I kind of get what you're saying. You like the second perspective far better than the first one. But Cleo's saying,
that doesn't make it a paradox.
It doesn't make it a paradox. No. It's like you're not
saying that word. I don't think it means what you think.
You're not completely sloughing off the first movie. You're still I
don't really like the first movie though.
No, but you still know that it's there. You still accept that it exists, and it's in its entirety. But the way that they tell the story in the second one from different perspectives is what you like better. Doesn't mean it's a paradox. It's just perspective.
Kind of. I just don't see how I could like something without liking the original part of it.
It's how they change the story.
Regardless, but depending on how they tell this, and depending on what we see, and it's got potential to be really good. I don't know at what point they're traveling to get the spear. Is it the moment the Legion grabbed the spear? Is it
That's what they mentioned.
Going back to World War I, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're gonna arrive around the same time they arrived, and met Tolkien and all that stuff. So I'm assuming
so we're gonna meet Tolkien again.
No.
Or we're gonna see him from afar. Maybe they'll interact with him again, but
maybe.
And George McFly will deck Biff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Please say that before you blast into the past.
I hope so.
I mean, they make references on all the other CW shows. Please do it on this one at least once.
Yeah, right. I was saying for the next episode of Flash, they have to make a King Arthur joke. So get with it, CW.
Chop.
So Rachel, where can people find you?
They can find me at Twitter at VikingWitch76. Right there.
Nikki, where can they find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Dom.
Let me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon. Also a drinking game for this podcast every time I touch my hair.
You die. Don't do it.
I've been touching my hair a lot. Anyway, you can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest, and go follow me on cleomoto.wordpress.com. And you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time, toodles.
I mean, if you don't want to drink every time she touches her hair, you can drink every time I adjust my beanie.
How about
that?
How about every time I blink?
You'll be dead soon.